Ooh, I'm live. I'm gonna turn off my heater. So it is my. Just gonna move this. Yeah, it is. You notice the facial hair there. It is week 7 of 104. So 2 years of death grinding. I'm going to attempt to not swear, but no promises. It's only an attempt. So I'm just going to talk about where I'm at. Lessons learned this past week. My phone case is filthy. I'll clean that. So yeah, lessons learned where I'm at. So currently doing polyphasic sleeping, aka I don't sleep. If you're interested, just Wikipedia polyphasic sleeping. So I sleep very little, but honestly, I feel very great. It's 4:10 in the morning, Monday, October 12th. I think it's President's Day. Let me look. Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. So it is Columbus Day, October 12th, week 107. I feel great. I feel good. I feel fantastic. Um, I So as part of this death grind, I will get crazier and crazier as time goes on. Probably even with my facial hair, if you can believe it. Yes, I will. Um, the Yesterday, Sundays, I'm trying to take off, which doesn't really work, but I'm going to keep work to a minimum. Um, Family day. I've got 3 kids, family, and then some other family up here where I live. So it's important for me that I spend time with them. But truth is, when you're a parent, shout out to the parents out there, specifically you stay-at-home moms or mothers, but hard butt job. So if you parent right, you really don't take any time off. So, but it is important to me to spend time with my family and my kids. So that's what I'm doing on Sundays. I'm also still working that morning when no one's awake, but I'm doing it more from a creative perspective. So I'll develop creative content for my business, or just read, um, educate myself, think about things, plan things. I'm still using it in a positive structure, but I'm a little bit more relaxed and not so rigid on my structure for work on those, would it be Saturday night, Sunday mornings. And then obviously, putting out fires and dealing with things. I still had to work yesterday and delegate some things, take some calls, schedule some appointments, field some stuff. So I'm not taking the day entirely off as much as I can because I want to be focused with my family. But so that's what my Sundays are looking like. But yeah, I'm just using it as a time. I probably watched like 3 hours of YouTube videos about various topics and things, read for about an hour, did some creative stuff. Saturday is my work day. I typically treat Saturdays like a normal work day. So I get up whenever I get up. Lately, it's been anywhere from 12:30 to 2:30 on average. Some days I get some pretty solid sleep. I'll sleep till 3:30. My bedtime varies, anywhere from I want to say 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. sometime in there. I mean, it just depends honestly on how tired I am. Sometimes I will grab an energy drink on the way home, but I was watching a guy. What is his name? Hold on, let me tell you his name. If you're not watching him, you need to watch him on YouTube. I've seen his stuff for a long time. Um, Hold on, let me look. Let me just make sure I get his name right. I'm on the old YouTube's Alex Becker. So I've seen his stuff on YouTube for a long time. Um, like, hey, here's my Ferrari. You can make $1 million a month. So I've seen him. I've seen some of his content, but mostly, I'm like, whatever. And then recently, I watched some of his videos, and it looks like he's kind of changed his structure about things. But fascinating fellow, and he was talking about getting off of caffeine. Mm. And my wife has been saying for a long time we should get off caffeine, and we will go through cycles where we switch our coffee to decaf. Um, Lately, I've been falling in the trap of Red Bull 30, which is about noon. I do sugar free for those of you that care. Um, but so yeah, so I mean, I'd basically have a quad shot coffee, Americano in the morning, then a Red Bull as needed most of the time between noon to 2, and maybe a Diet Coke around 5. Um, and if I don't do a Diet Coke, sometimes if I know I'm going to have a late day, and especially, I want to make it home for the kids and be present, I'll grab uh, one of those. It's like an energy drink that's not carbonated. I can't think of the name, but it's not carbonated, and it's got like electrolytes and stuff in it. So I may grab one of those. So a lot more caffeine than usual for me. Today, I'm going to attempt to go caffeine free because of all the health benefits, specifically energy levels. It's important to me, vitally important, that I have great energy levels all the time, which I generally do. I don't think I have poor energy levels at any time. But if there's a chance to increase my energy levels, I'm for it. So I shall attempt that. Going to start that today, supposedly. I don't know if I have decaf coffee. So the way I'm going to do it, because I just don't want to go cold turkey, is I'm going to start with doing decaf coffee in the morning. I'm going to go about a week at this pace, maybe a Red Bull here and there, maybe. And then next week, I'll go even crazier. So maybe decaf only in the morning, no Red Bull, no Diet Coke, no energy drinks at all. The following week, I will attempt to just not have any coffee, period. So I know it's decaf, but it still has trace amounts of caffeine in it, and I want to go 100% caffeine free. So, and my hope is, I know he was saying he had a hard time adjusting to it for week 1, and he took a week off of work to do this and just go caffeine free, because sometimes you get headaches, sometimes you get a little foggy in the brain. I don't know if I'm going to be there, but I just don't want to take the chances to decrease my work productivity and my output. So I will not be doing that like him. I'm going to be doing a slower, more methodical approach, which is fine. I got plenty of time. I got all the time in the world. Not really, but kind of. So there's that. Just been working on my biz. Just pushed out our first piece of marketing material. We've been doing a soft launch, making sure all the bugs, the kinks is out of a lot of our systems and processes, which I believe they mostly are. There's some fine tuning, a couple projects we have going on this week, but after this week, I believe we shall be 100% operational to the capacity in which I believe is a good product for the consumer at large, because I'm trying to say A pluses only. C's get degrees, but not here. I need A pluses all the time. It's got to be 100%, 99.99999s for my work stuff. So yeah, I got a bunch of projects going on. So this is week 7. So this is going into our 7th week of what we're doing with our business. Week 1, it was a gentleman by the name of Jake and I. It was only he and I. Currently, we are up to, it will be 9 staff. Going into this week, so it's like a real estate biz. It's, won't get into it, but prior, I think the most I've ever had working under me in the real estate capacity is about 12 at a time. Can't remember if that's including my wife or not. So maybe 12 to 14 people was the most I've ever had under me in real estate at any one point. So I just see the trajectory, the path this is going on. Excited for it. So I think sooner than later we're going to get bigger. I'm contemplating getting bigger office space. I have a love-hate feeling about office space, especially in the world of commercial office leasing, just because I think I mean, there's a bunch of commercial lease space out there, and without getting into the foray of what I think the commercial space is going to do, I definitely think it's going to take a hit more than it already has with COVID and just the climate of what businesses are doing and that sort of thing. So I don't really want to get locked into a lease for office space because obviously I think it's going to take a dive even further. And so there's that whole thing. But the need for office space is there. We're super comfortable right now. I'm sitting like you can't see it, but I'm sitting literally by the door out front. I kind of like sitting here. It's where you would assume a receptionist is sitting, but it kind of just keeps me accountable, right? Because I can't. Someone's coming in the door, everyone flows through here to go to the bathroom. They're not going to see me on Netflix or Facebook messing around. So I like the accountability sitting front and center that this thing gives me, and it's kind of cool when you come into a business and the first person you see is the business owner, as opposed to a receptionist and stuff like that. Because I think ultimate accountability, ultimate transparency, it just it works. You need something, you come up front, someone comes in, I'm right here. So really cool, really nice. Still reading. I'm not getting a chance to read as much as I want to. But I mean, I'm still learning at a rapid pace. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I take Skillshare courses. I read a lot, and as it pertains to like technical minutia about coding, web development, editing, marketing, sales, state statutes, federal statutes as it pertains to my business. So I do a lot of that, but like just straight textbook books I want to reading. I'm not reading as much as I want to. I'd say realistically, on average, I'm reading about an hour every other day. I've never been a huge fan of audiobooks. The reason being is it's just when I put stuff in my ears, I'm more prone to do work. Like if I have a lot of like jamming work where it's not like 100% mind capacity, like Excel spreadsheets, I'm pumping some editing, marketing out. That's not like audio or video, just visual editing. I just put some tunes in and, get to work. So I think when I hear an audiobook, I'm just more inclined to want to do other things because I feel like, that's just kind of my workflow. But I definitely want to read more. I want to make it more convenient because when you have a hard book, and I'm kind of nostalgic about books, I like the tactile feel. I like reading the pages. I like using a bookmark. I'm just kind of weird like that. So I definitely want to figure out a solution to read more often from books because I always have a huge list of books I want to read, and I think it's vitally important for oneself that you continually educate yourself, read, expand your knowledge. Sometimes, honestly, I'll get a book and I read it, and within the first 30 pages, I just skim through it because I'm just like, garbage book. Someone just wrote this to make money. Some other books I mentioned in my last video, I think I'm reading Ray Dalio's Principles for like the third or fourth time, and it's just a thick chunk of knowledge. You have to go through it slow. It's because every other page is an epiphany, and Ray Dalio is, as far as I can tell, a fairly intelligent man with some great advice. So read that book, Ray Dalio's Principles, if you haven't. What else have I learned this last week? It is important to me as well to do brain training. I want my mind to function very well constantly. I don't like downtime. I don't like not learning. I don't like it when any sort of mental brain fog or haze doesn't work for me. I don't like it. And I won't have it. So some things I want to get into that I'm not doing right now are some nootropics. So brain drugs. Don't worry, kids. They're all, it's going to be like cactus toenail fungus. So, I'm not going to do anything crazy, but I really want to get into some nootropics. I know like Joe Rogan has Alpha Brain and some other stuff like that. And I'm interested to research that. I don't know how much research there actually is out there on nootropics, but I'm interested to try something to further enhance my cognitive capabilities. So I want to do some of that. Part of the thing is I just haven't had time to do some research required to look into it and know it's effective, as opposed to just be, going up to the guy at GNC, hey, you got anything for brain stuff? And he's like, yeah, here, $1 million, buy my stuff. So I want to research it a little bit. I eat, relatively healthy right now. So my, gosh, I'm just rambling on, but I don't care. It's my life. It's my therapy, if I'm being honest. So I am also seeing a therapist. I'm not sure if it's working. It's more like a guy to talk to, and not necessarily because I feel like I need counseling right now, but it's important for me to constantly evaluate my mental well-being to ensure I'm staying in the trajectory that I need to. I have had depression in the past, so it is a constant consideration of mine to never fall into that trap again. Conversation for another time. But yeah, I eat fairly healthy. I did drink the alcohols yesterday. Not a whole heck of a lot, but I did have some, which is fine. Family time. Have a couple drinks, nothing too crazy. But I definitely know from a cognitive perspective, it is a hindrance the next day, week, month. I don't know, but I do know I feel entirely better without alcohol, period. I know a lot of people say like one drink won't kill you or whatever, but I can tell for me the way my body functions, the way my mind functions when I have just like a little bit of alcohol. I can see my mental capacity shrink. Not significantly always, but definitely I generally feel happier. I feel more outgoing. I feel more free. I feel more confident. I just feel better in every sense of the word when I don't drink 100%. So what I'm doing right now is I do fasting, intermittent fasting. Most days I do probably like what would be a 20-hour fast. I do have cream in my coffee. I'm not concerned about it. I love cream in my coffee. I'm never giving it up until I quit caffeine, but I will give it up. But so yeah, I take supplements right now, your vitamin D's, your fish oils, joint support stuff, iron, beef liver pills. Not necessarily because I have low iron or I'm anemic, but I tend to find that I have better thermoregulation when I do take iron, meaning my core temperature stays constantly higher. I'm kind of a health nut, low-key. Among many things, low-key, I'm a health nut. But yeah, I want to get into nootropics. It is an interest of mine to ensure that I cognitively perform at the highest pace as humanly possible for myself. I don't think I'm a genius by any stretch of the imagination. I think more than anything, I'm a diligent and hard worker, but it is important for me to constantly try to enhance myself in any capacity possible. So so I'm going to get into doing some nootropics. I'm going to keep my same kind of eating schedule. I'm going to try to pull out a lot of the crap. Look at that. Well, this was from my son scratching me, but right here, got a little blemish on my nose. Why? Because I had sugar yesterday too. Totally screwed up yesterday. Had a little mini baby Ruth. Had some other sugar. Had a freaking cookie. But it's okay to live once in a while. But by and large, I'm, sugar free. I'm going to be stimulant free here within the next few weeks. So we shall see. So that's kind of my life in a nutshell. This is week 7 of super freaking death grind. Check out Alex Becker if you haven't. Cool dude. Check out Ray Dalio. Read his book if you haven't. Cool dude. This is me. I am me. Here's to week 7, baby. See you next week.